Marley has already introduced the play to the audience. But this is the first time we get down to see who Scrooge is and how he runs the world. Okay, here we go. Lights up. 521, 522, 523, 24, 525.
Mr. Scrooge, sir. Excuse me, sir. With regard to this, I mean, that is with regard to Mr. Trotter's situation, sir.
The usual Cratchit. Haven't I told you so already?
Yes, sir. It's just that...
Tell the authorities that I confiscate the belongings and clap the family into debtor's prison.
Well, it's just that, well, sir, the Trotters, they are good people, sir.
They are debtors, sir. They belong in debtor's prison.
Yes, sir. But...
sir. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Then don't waste my time. Do I look like a fool, sir?
No, Mr. Scrooge, no, certainly not, sir. I'm sorry.
So this is my business, Cratchit. My business. Money is my business. Making money, lending money, and thereby making more money. When a body owes me money and don't pay it, he must suffer the consequences. Do I look like a charity?
No, sir.
No. Oh, and Cratchit,
Sir?
the next time I spy you sneaking an extra piece of coal for your fire will be the time you and I part company.
Yes.
Now, back to work.
Yes, sir. Oh, God. Terrifying old man.
Is that all right?
It's all right.
Good. Scrooge is still in his office, and his nephew, Fred, comes in to see him. Here we begin.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Oh, bah.
Oh,
Humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle. You don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Well, come then. What right have you to be miserable? What reason have you to be gloomy? You're rich enough.
Humbug.
Oh, don't be cross, Uncle.
But what else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Got out upon Christmas. No, what's Christmas to you but a time for spending money that you don't have? A time for finding yourself a year older but not an hour richer. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled to death with his own plum pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should.
Uncle.
Oh, nephew. Keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
But you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone then. May God be much good it may do you. Much good as has ever done you.
Well, there are many things from which I have derived good, but which I have not profited, I dare say, Christmas among them. But I'm sure I have always thought of Christmas time, apart from the veneration due to its sacred name and origin. If anything belonged to it can be apart from that, as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time, the only time I know of, in the long calendar of the year, when men and women seem by one consent to open their shut-up hearts freely. And therefore, Uncle, though it may never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good and will do me good, and I say, God bless it.
Well, you're quite a powerful speaker, sir. I wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Oh, don't be angry, Uncle. Come. Join us for Christmas supper. Tomorrow.
I'll be hanged first.
Why?
Why did you marry?
Because I fell in love.
Love. The one thing in the world more ridiculous than Christmas. Good afternoon.
Uncle, you never came to see me before I fell in love. Why give this as a reason for not coming now?
Good afternoon.
Look, I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why can't we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I am sorry with all my heart to find you so resolute. We have never had any quarrel of which I am aware, and I've made my offer to you in the spirit of Christmas, and I shall keep my Christmas spirit to the last. So, a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
A Merry Christmas, Mr. Cratchit.
Thank you, sir. And a Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Fred.
You know, there's another fellow, my clerk, with a measly 15 shillings a week and a wife and children, talking about a Merry Christmas. Phew. I'll retire to the madhouse. Phew. 1, 2, 3. Scene end. Scrooge is in his office. The charitable gentleman comes in asking for a donation, as they do at that time of year. And here he is at Scrooge and Marley's place.
Here he is, having read this once. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This here is the charitable gentleman,
Yes.
Mr. David Reed.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe. Have I have the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley is dead, sir. He died 7 years ago. This very evening.
Gracious me. On Christmas Eve, sir?
Yeah, on Christmas Eve, sir.
I have no doubt his generosity is well represented by his surviving partner.
No doubt indeed. We were always very similar in our priorities.
Well, at this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and the destitute who suffer so greatly at the present time. Many thousands are homeless. Hundreds of thousands go hungry, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons, yes.
Are there workhouses? Are they still in operation?
They are. I wish I could say that they were not.
The treadmill is still in active use then?
Very, very busy, sir.
Good, I was afraid from what you said that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course. I'm very glad to hear it.
With that knowledge, sir, that they scarcely furnish Christian cheer of mind or body to the multitude, a few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. We choose this time because it is a time of all others when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to remain anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since you asked me what I wish, sir, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I have mentioned. The prisons, the workhouses, the treadmills. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there.
But many cannot go there, and many would rather die.
Well, if they would rather die, they had better go ahead and do it and decrease the surplus population. Besides, excuse me, I do not know that.
But you might know it.
My dear sir, it is enough for a man to understand his own business and not interfere in other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, sir. End. It was the end of the day for Cratchit and Scrooge in the office.
Excuse me.
Cratchit usually helps Scrooge dress, and this is a scene where he is helping him with his jacket and his scarf and his gloves and his hat. Although we're just sitting at the table reading this, that is what physically would be happening. And so here we go. You'll be wanting the whole day off tomorrow, I suppose.
Oh, if quite convenient, sir.
It is not convenient. Nor is it fair. If I was to dock you £0.50 for it, you'd consider yourself ill-used, I'll be bound.
Well, sir,
Yet you don't think me ill-used when I pay you a day's wages for no work.
Well, it's only once a year, sir.
It's a poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the whole day. Just be here all the earlier the next morning.
Certainly, sir. Thank you, sir. I promise you, ours will be the first door open, the first candles lit on Boxing Day this year, Mr. Scrooge. we'll be totting out figures before half the city's even awake, sir.
Just see that you're here. That's all.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And a Merry
Humbug!
Christmas.
Oh, this scene is with Scrooge watching. He's not really, these characters are not really aware that he's there. He's been taken into his past, and the scene kind of speaks for itself. Belle was an old lover of his, not her, she herself wasn't old, just in the past. They were boyfriend and girlfriend. And himself, young Ebenezer, he's seeing himself with Belle.
I've known this scene all my life, and I'm sitting here quietly crapping myself.
And we're going to have David read Ebenezer.
I haven't read this, so.
I
think I believe daylight scared out of me.
Deep breath, you look like you're gonna vomit.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, here we come, and I will announce lights up, and I start. Scrooge does from a distance. Lights will come up. Belle. No, spirit, please, not this.
It matters little. To you, very little. Another idol has displaced me. And if it can cheer and comfort you in time to come, as I would have tried to do, I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
This is the even-handed dealing of the world. There's nothing on which it is so hard as poverty. There is nothing it professes to condemn with such severity as the pursuit of wealth.
You fear the world too much, Ebenezer.
Belle, dear Belle.
I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one until the master passion, gain, engrosses you. Have I not?
What then? Even if I have grown so much wiser, what then? I am not changed towards you.
Remove me. I cannot bear it.
Am I?
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so, until in good season and by patient industry we would improve our worldly fortune. You are changed.
No, Belle.
When our contract was made, you were another man.
I was a boy.
I was a fool.
Your own feelings must tell you that you are not what you were. I am. That which promised happiness when we were one in heart is fraught with misery now that we are two. How often and how keenly I have thought of this, I will not say. It is enough that I have thought of it and can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no, never.
In what then?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, in your disdain for everything that once made my love of some worth or value in your sight. Tell me, if there were not already promises between us, would you seek me out and try to win me now?
Yes, say yes.
No.
You think not?
I would gladly think otherwise if I could, heaven knows. But if you were free today, tomorrow, yesterday, can even I believe that you would choose a penniless girl, you who now weigh everything by gain? Or if for a moment you are false enough to your one guiding principle to choose her, to believe that you still loved her, do I not know that soon you would regret it and despise her?
No.
I do, and I release you with a full heart for the love of him you once were. You may. The memory of what is past half makes me hope you will have pain in this. For a very, very brief time. Then you will dismiss the recollection of it gladly as an unprofitable dream from which it happened well that you woke. May you be happy in the life that you have chosen.
Oh, Belle, Spirit, remove me from this place. Show me no more. Remove me, I say. Belle. God, you fool. You fool.
Scene.
Scene. Cratchit has gone through the whole play with the three ghosts by this time, and he has come to understand, to believe in a new approach to life. He's very much glad that he's alive again. He has done a lot of things. One of the best things he has done is sent a large turkey to Cratchit's house for the night before. This is now the day after Christmas. Cratchit has had his day off, and as you'll recall, he has promised to be in the first thing on the day after Christmas. And Scrooge has been sitting at his desk waiting for him to arrive and is wondering where the hell this man might be, knowing that he wants to be really polite to him, but wants to make sure that he has something to say about his tardiness. And what do you mean by coming here at this time of day?
I'm very sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
You said ours would be the first door opened on Boxing Day.
I know, sir. I apologize, sir.
You said ours would be the first candles lit on Boxing Day.
I'm sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
You said we'd be totting up figures before half the city was even awake.
Mr. Scrooge,
You are indeed behind your time. Now step this way, sir, if you please.
It's only once a year, sir. It won't be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
Much too much turkey?
Yes, as a matter of fact. It was most annoying.
No, I'll tell you what, my man. I am not going to stand this sort of thing any longer.
Mr. Scrooge.
And therefore, I am going to raise your salary. Ha!
Are you feeling quite well, sir?
Am I feeling quite well?
Yes, sir.
I'm feeling merry, Bob. Very merry. A Merry Christmas, Bob. A Merry Christmas, Bob, my good fellow that I have ever given you. I'll raise your salary and do everything I can to assist your family, my dear man. We will discuss your affairs this very afternoon over a Christmas bowl of smoking Bishop Bob. God, you know, it's chilly in here. Make up the fires and buy another coal shuttle before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
Thank you, sir. Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Humbug!
So tell us a little bit about Scrooge and what he means to you. This play that you've been doing periodically over time, Christmas Carol, and the character of Scrooge.
Okay. The last time we did it was before COVID, and probably 2 years before that. We did 3 productions at the Belfry Theatre in Victoria. But every second or third year, so over 6 years we did it 3 times, or over 7 years we did it 3 times. Jerry McKay played Marley and the 3 ghosts, and him and I went through the 3 productions, and a number of other actors went through the 3 productions. A lot of the kids changed, but as the same director and the man who did the adaptation, Michael Shimada, who had written the script many, many years before and had done it in Toronto, back in Halifax, directing it as well. He probably wrote it in the late 90s. And it's been done many, many, many times. It's a really good production. And actually, it was done this year at the Globe Theatre in Regina, his production, and it's still running till January the 4th. It can't cover it can't cover the whole thing, but it's really honest about what's there, and it's his point of view on it. And there's some.
And what about the moment where Scrooge realizes that he's wasted his life, but somehow he still deserves some kind of redemption?
It's amazing how quickly he starts to realize how screwed up he is. The first time he's out with the Ghost of Christmas Past, he's at the school as a kid that he attended, that he was pushed into, and he starts to feel what he felt as a kid, and how lost and afraid he was, and it all comes back to him. Now he doesn't think. He doesn't actually learn that it's those things that turned him into who he is. That sort of happens as he continues experiencing his past and the present and and it's the future where he realizes that he does have to change. When he does see his headstone.
Yeah. Did you by chance see the production that's just, I don't know if it's still on, I think it is though, Christmas Carol with the Puppets at the Olympic Theatre? I just saw it. It was interesting.
Yeah, no, I would love to see that.
Yeah, only 4, I couldn't believe it was only 4 performers because, they come out and they sometimes a 10-foot puppet and sometimes just a normal human with the large heads. It's quite something, and it's virtually silent. Yeah. There's a little bit of surtitles, but yeah, it was interesting to...
Oh, no, I would have loved to have seen that. Yeah. Well, anyways, it's I don't know. It's probably the piece that I've been reintroduced more often, and each time we've worked on it, it's changed. Michael would say, "Well, let's think about it this way this time." All the times I've directed the show, I've never thought of it in these terms. So, and that's probably where I sit with the most I've got out of it is with the last way we sort of approached it, that he didn't start out as he wasn't the mean guy.
Okay.
He was just this impatient man who couldn't understand the world around him. So
the relationship with Cratchit is kind of, there's a impatience in dealing with him as...
Yeah, I think it started with just his impatience with him and how stupid the man was. Like everyone else was stupid. But eventually got to the point where they weren't so much stupid as they just didn't pay attention to what the real world was. And he was quite comfortable with his real world. And so he wasn't threatened by someone like Cratchit, who was asking for leniency for this group of people. And it was more like, you must understand, young man, the way the world really is. So please try to do that. And with a nephew that comes in to ask him to come to visit, look, you just live your way, I'll live mine, and I'm not going to knock the way you live. Well, I will ask you why you did get married. Why did you marry?
Is it because your characters have forgotten about Belle and her?
And when he says, "Well, for love,"
because I love. Did does he not represent though the loss of Fan? Is that where it?
Oh, eventually,
starts?
yeah, but he's handled all that. He has that.
He thinks he has.
He has it in the suitcase, and it's packed away. And in his real life today, you don't have to deal with that kind of stuff. And it's when the nephew's there at some point. He is. Why did you marry? Like there's it's a little question like, why did you marry? And he says, well, I married because of love. And of course, Belle just wants to just come up in him. And he just knows how it starts to come up, and he just takes it and he pushes it down.
And gets angry.
No, it doesn't get angry. Love. And he tells what he went through. He doesn't tell it. He just says how stupid, how idiotic that stuff is.
Right.
And that's the excuses he's made so he can keep his spine. And he doesn't have to fight he has to suppress his own feelings to keep his spine. But it's not to say you're wrong. It's to suppress what's coming up in him. So it's a whole other way of dealing with life rather than just being angry with everyone. Anyways, it's just an interesting way to go about life as well.
Well, see, in this version that you sent, this version that I was reading.
Well, it's the same version we did.
Yeah. It always felt like he would rise up when Cratchit says the Trotters are good people, right? They're debtors, fuck you, shut up. But it's like, Cratchit's a bit of his conscience in a way, speaking, and then Belle or the nephew, a little bit of conscience rising, and he has to push that down every time.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not something that you play through the thing. There's only, it's like any play you're in. You know, you go with the rule of you can only yell once.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no matter how angry you are, you can only yell once, and you can only cry once.
Yeah.
So I know I had a lot of fun with the impatience and the trying to control the anger, the control of the anger, and so that you didn't yell more than once. But you could see that there was anger in him, and we got to the point where the anger became his own anger, the anger with himself at some level.